Welcome back to the Ed Show. We're getting closer to a major vote on workers' safety and collective bargaining in Ohio. Issue 2. It's John Kasich, the governor's crowning achievement, as the governor and voters will get their say in just a couple of weeks, and that will be on November 8th. Now, a new ad from Progress Ohio shows what could happen if Kasich and his anti-worker agenda succeeds. The ad shows a city council meeting in the town of Xenia. The local fire department needs to replace some of its safety equipment. The cost is $13,755. In the raw footage of the meeting, here's how one councilman reacts.
Just so the taxpayers know, I mean, this is one of the only occupations that I know of that you're not responsible for absolutely anything. Maybe a fireman should have to buy his own turnout gear once every 5 to 10 years.
So this elected official believes that a firefighter should have to pay for the privilege of workplace safety. Fire Chief Jeff Lemmings explains that this equipment is a matter of survival.
This is a safety issue. This isn't something that we can just put off. This is just as important as a bulletproof vest for a police officer. This is their base safety, and if you don't have confidence in your gear or if it's beyond repair, then it needs to be replaced.
I have a hard time believing that the gear needs replaced every 5 years. That's just my personal opinion.
Fire chief brought up the fact that it's similar to a bulletproof vest. Our police officers buy those. In Columbus, they buy their own bulletproof vest.
Not here.
Now, that's another change we need to make.
Well, there you have it. If issue 2 stands, then elected officials will get the final say on safety, not police or firefighters. Joining me now is Mark Sanders, president of the Ohio Association of Professional Firefighters. Mark, good to have you with us tonight. I appreciate your time. I want to clear up the last part of that audio, if I may. Is it true about police officers and their equipment in Columbus, that statement that was made?
No, Ed, as far as I know, that is a false statement, and a couple other cities that they noted also is a false statement. If you watch further in the tape, the Columbus police officers, as well as police officers all across the state, as well as firefighters, now have the opportunity to sit at the table and discuss what's important on public safety and what's important to the safety of our communities. And part of those discussions are the gear that we wear and the bulletproof vests that the police officers wear. And firefighters trust that process that we have in place now. And I think with Senate Bill 5 in place, you see what might happen all across Ohio as those who might not be equipped to make those decisions will be making those decisions in the end.
And so this is the kind of scene that we're about to see if Ohio does not get a no vote on issue 2. I mean, those scenes are going to be pretty widespread, and who knows where they're going to go beyond the borders of Ohio. This could be the template on how to handle it. What do you make of that?
Well, again, Ed, I think that citizens will stand with firefighters. I think that they trust firefighters in their communities to lay their lives on the line if they should have an emergency at their home, be it medical emergency with paramedics or a structure fire with our firefighters. So I think the citizens stand with firefighters. They trust firefighters. And I guess in the end, I think they'll trust firefighters to tell them what's accurate and vote no with us on November 8th.
And what happened? What ended up happening in Xenia with that commission there? What was the ruling?
Well, thankfully, the fire chief, along with the firefighters local there, stood strong, and calmer heads prevailed. And they got a majority of council who really thought this thing through and didn't listen to a couple of the people that kind of went off the track there. But our fear is all across Ohio that decisions like this will be made in a vacuum,
sure,
and really not in the best sense of community safety or firefighter safety.
And understand that a new report finds that since 2008, Ohio's public employees have made contract concession after concession at the state and local level, totaling $1 billion. Number one, is that an accurate number? And also, are you being asked to sacrifice more?
Well, Ed, I think it's accurate, and it's probably well beyond that, because quite frankly, the clearinghouse that collects all this data is kind of behind. So I know and I believe that all across Ohio, by bringing firefighters public safety officials, public employees to the table and to solve economic problems, you get the best results, and we can ensure that we are doing what's best for the community in these hard times.
This is just a classic example of how middle-class Americans, the workers out there, are getting chipped away at because the wealthiest Americans aren't paying their fair share. That's how I see it. And you guys have been out there pounding the pavement, doing what you got to do to get the 1.3 million signatures on the ballot. Now it's going to be on the ballot November 8th. It's a no vote on issue 2. That's what you're pushing for. Are you going to get it?
Yes, Ed, I think we'll get it. I've never seen so much excitement and enthusiasm in our firefighter ranks out there talking to the citizens. And when we talk to the citizen and explain what's at stake, they stand with us with a no vote on issue 2. And we look forward, Ed, to having you back in Ohio as this wraps up in the ending days running up to November 8th.
I will be there, my friend. Thank you, Mark Sanders. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Ohio Association of Professional Firefighters. Thanks so much. Protesters in Chicago and Maine face arrests and worse over the weekend. But polls show the public is still on the side of the folks that are out in the streets. And Newt Gingrich isn't getting a lot of love, not getting a lot of play either in the GOP race, but he's getting even less respect from his opponents. Stay tuned.